I was watching this video, and I simply need to record it. I need to record it. This is too good. This is amazing. It really is. I need to watch this. I need to watch this with you.
It's quickybaby, and huge news in World of Tanks today, and that is because Wargaming
Eating
are
currently?
releasing the biggest
Watch
patch
this.
since World of Tanks 2.0, including a new German heavy tank tech tree, 5 more tier 11 vehicles, including a reward vehicle for another series of missions, supposed improved matchmaking, and light tank rebalancing. I'm going to be breaking it all down in today's video. So without further ado,
Also, this video is from quickybaby channel, as you can see.
let's check out Wargaming's Update 2.4 Overdrive video. And once again, if you want to watch this without my terrible commentary, then please check it out on the official World of Tanks channel.
In early autumn, we'll welcome to the game the biggest,
Huge update for World of Tanks. And not only are they changing like little things, but they're actually changing some really good things like sounds and effects, which I really like because that's huge.
2026.
Here we go.
Let's start with the most noticeable part. Bigger and juicier shots.
This is the part I was simply looking at and I was really impressed by. I had to simply record a video about it. I cannot simply let you be not informed about this. This has to be shown, and I want to record my reactions too. This is very cool.
And most importantly, each shell's interaction with armor become far more
Each shell's interaction with armor become far more informative. Yeah, you can use a few words for that, but look at this. The AP shells. Also, I am talking quite stupidly now, but it's okay. AP shells. Look at that. Look at how these things affect. Look at the differences between them. That's so cool.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So you can take a look to see exactly what penned you. You could kind of do that before you knew AP and APCR, but there was no difference between AP and APCR. You could only tell with the shell tracer color, which you had to look at when the opponent shot you. But now you're going to be able to tell specifically what hit you from the penetration mark. You could tell the difference between heat before, but you could never tell the difference between AP and APCR. So that's pretty cool. I wonder how they're going to pull off the 3D effect. Looks pretty nice. Not gonna lie. Cool
He just goes straight through.
To speak the language of gameplay.
Crazy.
It lets you read the situation instantly.
Not really, but okay.
Sounds
Marketing
play an
department.
equally important role here.
Yeah.
Hey, they're releasing some stuff. Let me see what they said again.
Read the situation instantly.
Not really, but okay. Pretty cool. I wonder how they're gonna pull off the 3D
So sound
effect.
and
Looks
effects
pretty nice.
improvements. That's
Not gonna
amazing.
lie. Cool
All this
feature.
allows the battlefield to speak the language of gameplay. It lets you read the situation instantly.
Not really, but okay.
Somewhat,
Marketing
Equally
department.
important role here.
Yeah.
Shots will ring out like you've never heard them before.
Oh,
I
I'm
have to
glad.
admit, the sound
Let's go.
design in World of Tanks has always been an aspect that I don't think anyone's
Let's
ever had
go.
any problems with. And I think that in 2.0, the sound design, it was a bit off-putting to begin with, hearing the reflections or the echoes of your tank's
I'm glad they're doing
movements,
some
especially when
nice
you went
sound
into, like,
improvements.
narrow
I really
corridors.
am.
It felt like you were hearing the
I'm so glad they're doing some nice sound improvements because I've been wanting sound improvements to this game for a long time. And I've been trying to, not for a long time, but for a very consistent amount of time. It's been a lot. I've been wanting sound improvements a lot because there is some mods that improve the sounds. And they're decent, but they're not good enough.
echo from like your left when it was on
This
your
is
right.
exactly what is good enough. Some improvements like
once I've got
this.
used to it, it's definitely more immersive.
I'm really interested.
Bigger guns, different sounding guns. Cool.
Oh,
Hey,
very
is
nice.
this
Very
like-
good stuff. Very good. Very good job, Wargaming. Cool stuff. You're changing your sounds, making things better. Good stuff. Good job.
10 years ago, as far as I remember, Wargaming did this exact same thing like 10 or 12 years ago. I think I even made a video where I was testing
Yeah, and it's 10, 12 years ago, bro. What are you talking about?
all of the different guns to see how they sounded. Okay, well, they're changing them again.
On
Don't
open
undermine
terrain,
it. Maybe it's actually better. What if it's actually
dense
just
urban
simply better?
areas.
That's
Wow, look at
cool.
those. Look at those
Deep inside
effects.
tunnels.
Look at those effects on the penetration. That looks so
Correct me
cool.
if I'm wrong, but it feels like that's what we already have in World of Tanks 2.0, but I guess they're going to flesh it out a little bit more.
The new effects and sounds will help you navigate.
And look how
confidently
crazy
in
the combat looks now. Whenever you put a shot on an enemy, it looks more realistic.
Not sure. For me, I think it looks very distracting. And I don't think it's going to help. Huge smoke screens are going to help anyone navigate the heat of combat. Again, I think marketing stuff to try and...
No, it's not going to help with navigating that, but it's going to help you with understanding exactly what's happening. Yeah, you can understand exactly what's happening. Well, I don't know. Actually, never mind. No, it's not going to help you exactly what's happening because that's simply realistic, though. That it's going to help with immersion. It's not going to help you understand exactly what's happening, but that's realistic. When something gets shot with an insanely powerful shell that's traveling at very high speed, it's not going to be so simple to see everything. And there's going to be a lot of things going on.
really get all of your attention here. But you know what? If you like it when a game looks cool, then I don't think this is really going to matter for the current player base past the initial like 15 minutes of, whoa, that looks cool. And then you forget about it. It was just like when they released 1.0 with the huge graphics
No, I'm not
update.
forgetting about this.
But what
This is huge.
will do, it will make the game look a lot more flashy for other people who are maybe looking at World of Tanks for the first time. Although, let's be honest, there aren't really that many people who probably haven't looked at World of Tanks yet.
This could seriously influence the course of battle.
No, it couldn't. Not at all. Not at
Yeah,
all.
it could. Yeah, it
As
could.
our significant update of a whole vehicle type.
You
Okay,
can't
this
say it
could.
can't.
This
Yeah, it
could.
could.
Wow.
Light
Versatile light tanks, wheeled light tanks.
tanks will be redistributed across 3
Ah.
combat rules. Scout, support, and versatile tanks.
Wow, okay.
The changes.
Scout, support, and versatile. They don't have a damage dealer or an assault. Any type of assault, they have none of that. Of course they don't.
Many vehicles' characteristics will
Whoa, 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 what was that? WZ1321, gun depression buff, hit point buff, armor buff, engine power buff, top speed buff. Wow.
receive targeted tweaks.
Borkenkäfer, alpha damage increase, penetration increase, but a nerf to the HE round. Is that a lowering, or when they say they lower the rate of fire, but
Huge
increase
nerf
the
to the
alpha,
HE
I guess they're
round.
making
What
the
is
rate
that
of fire
about?
worse. Hit point increase on the Borkenkäfer, very interesting. They're wanting to make tier 11 light tanks more powerful by the looks of it.
And field
I'm glad.
modification will be
Oh my.
fine-tuned.
Another clap, dude. Holy, finally, they're making tier 11 light. They're making light tanks more powerful. I'm glad. Good. But tanks are suck. The tanks suck.
Okay.
This
Interesting.
will let light tanks play their roles to the fullest with
Yeah.
The tanks
Everybody
suck.
sees the ELC who's just sitting in the bush. He's probably alt-tabbed and answering work emails or asking, asking their mum what's for dinner. Yeah,
without
great.
compromising the philosophy of each individual vehicle.
Uh-huh. Well, that's a bold statement, but
The
okay.
matchmaker will account for these changes and consider the new roles as it aims to select the most symmetrical teams possible.
Look, in some ways this is good because it's very frustrating for a lot of players when, for example, you have a Tessac and they have a Manticore when you're on Prokhorovka. But I'd also like to
Not
highlight
bad.
that nobody notices.
Not
when-
bad. I like this. I do like this change here, this main change here, but I really feel like the matchmaker really isn't the problem. It's more like the gameplay is the problem at this point. It's quite obvious because they've tried so many different matchmakers at this point. It's simply the gameplay. The gameplay is a mess. That's really what the problem is. The gameplay is a mess. The balancing is a mess, and they're trying to fix something with. They're trying to fix something with a solution that isn't the main problem, and they're trying to fix something with a solution for something that isn't the main problem, which is the matchmaker. Yeah, it's been an effect, definitely. It's been an effect, but it's not the main problem. The main problem is the players. They're retarded, and also the gameplay. The game is designed like terrible. It's really not good. The game is simply designed terribly. Balancing everything. There's too much nonsense, and it needs to be improved and redesigned and actually made correct instead of balanced.
you have the Tessac and they have the Manticore on a map like Mines or on Himmelsdorf. It's going to make some situations better. It's going to make some situations worse. In my opinion, I think it just makes World of Tanks more bland. I feel like that's what all of these changes make
Also,
to the match.
they need to put game modes back. All the game modes, they need to return them back to the random battles. Because it was really fun, actually. It wasn't too bad. It really wasn't. It wasn't too bad. They need to return those game modes. It was actually really fun.
But that's me. I think World of Tanks is great because of how extreme it is and how extreme at least it used to be. And I think them like leveling the playing field in all of these different areas also levels out that kind of extreme fun that some players can have.
It will also strictly limit the number of light tanks in a match to no more than 2 per team.
I think that's a good change. I think 3 light tanks.
Oh, really? No way. No more than 2 per team. No more than 2 per team. Wow. Let me check if I'm still showing my screen properly. Okay, I'm still showing my screen and everything. That's huge. Really, that's huge. No more than 2 per team for light tanks. For light tanks. That's really good. What I want them to do now, I want them to limit it no more than 2 per team, but I also want them to buff light tanks. I want them to actually make light tanks stronger. So I want them to make light tanks less powerful in the way that there's less in a match, but they're stronger. So that you can actually enjoy them like an actual tank, not a stupid scout sit in a bush tank.
Into a mess. I think that's a good change. The only issue is, if any of you have played artillery recently, the queue times of artillery are gigantic since they've made it so that it really tries to limit artillery to 2. So what this might mean is I really hope that light tank
Stop playing artillery.
A matchmaker is not going to increase as much as it did for artillery, but we'll see.
Starting from battles at tier 7. Wheeled tanks, while they have been allocated the scout role,
Yes.
are still limited to 1 per team and matched against each other as before.
Fair play.
The change.
Can I just say, it's really tricky sometimes to be able to even get a game in a wheeled vehicle, especially
Nah.
if you're
That needs to be changed. You should not be matching wheeled light tanks against other wheeled light tanks. Not all the time. It should be sometimes. It should be based on whatever they want to base it on, but they should not be always matching them against other wheeled light tanks. It's not correct. It makes things less fun. It makes things quite boring, actually. A non-wheeled tank can outplay a wheeled tank, and a wheeled tank can outplay a non-wheeled tank because it's faster. But the non-wheeled tank has better view range and better concealment most of the time. Well, maybe not better concealment, but it has a better view range most of the time. So the fact is, simply make them balanced, and then you match them against each other, and it doesn't matter. Simply make them correct, and it doesn't matter.
playing at an antisocial hour, like very early in the morning or very late at night. So yeah, I wonder if the matchmaker will eventually just give up and just put in a wheeled light tank against a regular light tank. Or maybe you're going to end up with 5-minute queues if you're grinding up the tech tree.
This will mean higher
They need to change that
battles,
nonsense.
Not only for light tanks, but also
Higher quality battles, but also maybe higher queue times.
for other vehicle types.
Okay. I don't think
We'll
it's going to
also
make that
start
much of a
testing
difference.
A new system designed to reduce the number of times the same maps appear.
That's cool. I like that. I wonder how much pressure that's going to put on the matchmaker. I often have days where I end up just getting Empire's Border again and again.
Wait, what? The same maps appear? No, I don't like that. So that means I'm playing different maps more of the time. I mean, that's just stupid. I guess it can be good because of the fact that you're still able to play a bunch of maps, but the fact is, and you're still able to play the maps that people have banned. And that's the reason it's somewhat good. It helps the fact that even if players have banned a specific map, you can still play on that map, basically. Because of the fact that if you go into a map that you have already played on, it will simply say you've already played on this, so you're going to play a different map. So that is nice in some ways, but it's also not nice because of the fact that if you want to play a map, well, guess what? If you get it one time, it's less likely for you to get it again, and that's not nice. So they should do it better, but this is better for people banning maps, I would say, because now if you're getting multiple maps that people have banned, I mean, people have not banned, and people like those maps because simply that they're playing it more often, and you're getting those maps because of that. Because the matchmaker is putting you in a match with those maps, then yeah, this is going to be great for that. This is nice. I like this for that, and I do like this in general, but it should be a bit better.
Again, and it can end up being very frustrating. But on the
I'm
other
gonna
hand,
get some cookies. Let's go.
and you know, when you get one of those days where you
These
get your
cookies
favorite
are
maps
nice.
again and again and again, you take that for granted and you don't even realize it. Probably just thinking, oh yes, I'm just a 70% win rate, 5,000 damage per game player, right?
This
Home
will bring
cooked.
more variety to every gaming session.
Fair play, fair play, fair play. I like variety.
Update 2.4 will bring 10 new vehicles.
Now we're talking.
And chief
Whoa.
among them
Nah.
is a German heavy
This
tank.
isn't even.
Wow.
See, the thing is, I'm not even really that crazily excited for this. I really don't care that much, unless it's bringing tier 11 vehicles for tanks that I already have, and tanks that I actually have been wanting. But other than that, I really don't care about this. This is simply new content. That's it. It doesn't actually bring better things to the game and better gameplay. That's what I really want. And that's what everyone wants, more than new content.
What is that? Is that the 4th German heavy tank line? Okay, well, fair play. You know, other nations
But this-
are there going like,
this looks good,
Hey,
I will
well,
say.
we only have like 2 entire tech trees for our entire nation. Germany's like 9. I have 4 heavy panzer lines. Yeah, you can see I'm clearly not very German.
Topped by the Panzerkampfwagen.
Okay, that tank looks disgustingly strong. I'm sorry to say, but that turret looks invincible. And I'm guessing the lower plate and upper plate of this tank is literally invincible, and you could probably side scrape too.
Noi.
Noi. Wow, that does look fabulous. That looks quite modern, but also quite German at the same
The gun
time.
looks really powerful too.
These are dynamic, excellently armored, versatile vehicles
Wow.
whose main power is utilizing the terrain.
Anyone think that they look like the assembly shop Kampfpanzer tank? Maybe Wargaming were like, let's just make it an entire line.
They share the unique shell calibration system.
Okay.
It allows them to
What? What? It just changed the color? Did he just load from regular to gold?
adapt more precisely to a selected target
Ah, wow.
Oh my. That's cool.
and quickly recalibrate shell parameters to destroy opponents more effectively.
Wow.
What? What? What?
That's crazy.
We need to know more about this. We need to know more about that mechanic. That looks absolutely wild.
And that's only the beginning.
Oh, is it?
The Noi is just one of 6 new Tier 11 vehicles.
Wow.
Holy.
Pretty cool.
The Czechoslovakian VZ63P.
Well, uncheck
VZ line.
accelerated crew training if you haven't already in your 60 TP, and also uncheck accelerated crew training in all of your tier 10s, because we're giving and planning tier 11s for all of
Oh,
the
it's a
Tech
60
tier
TP?
10 tanks, inevitably before 2030. Oh god.
Good dynamics, comfortable gun depression, a strong turret.
That doesn't look
and
anything like a
two-shell
60 TP.
autoloader where the second shot is always more dangerous.
Hold on, am I
Buddy, you're not. No, that's not the 60 TP. That's not the 60. That's the dang VZ.
having a moment here? Did they was that the Polish tank or was that the Czech tank? Oh, it's the Czech tank.
Yeah,
Whoops,
see?
my
That's what I
bad.
said.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like the 60 TP. It was the VZ63P. Okay, yeah, it makes more sense that it's the Czech tank.
3P, heavy tank.
Yeah,
Good dynamics, comfortable gun depression,
very good.
a strong turret, and a 2-shell autoloader where the second shot is always more dangerous than the first.
How so?
The mechanism is simple.
Yeah.
If you penetrate, the second
Yeah.
shell gets increased average damage.
Oh, wow.
If you don't penetrate, or the shot ricochets, the second shell flies with higher pen.
Huh,
Oh, that's cool.
interesting.
Chinese
I like that.
WZ-219 light tank.
Wow.
Light
Ooh,
tank.
another tier 11 light.
Unusual tasks for its type.
What's its ability?
One notable
Yeah, I need to know the ability.
Its mechanic lets it detect the presence of hidden opponents in a selected direction. And
Oh
significantly
my. Yeah, look at his face.
The tier 11 light.
unusual tasks for its type.
What's its ability?
One notable
Yeah, I need to know the ability.
Its mechanic lets it detect the presence of hidden
Wow. So you see that little icon? That was it detecting an opponent there in that area.
opponents in a selected direction
Yeah.
and significantly increase the chances of spotting them. However, this mechanic works both ways. When it spots an opponent in its scan sector, the WZ-219 also reveals itself. Detecting enemies and escaping
Wow.
fire unscathed
Wow.
is a real challenge.
That is a challenge.
High stakes, big reward.
That's
So-
crazy.
For all of you out there who have said, let's nerf vision system, I think Wargaming just put the ultimate vision system in the game. I'm actually going to go
That's
out
crazy.
there. My knee-jerk reaction is I do not like the look of that one bit at all. I understand that it's becoming vulnerable as it's getting spotted while it's spotting, but the difference is that you're in the position where you're ready to get out, and your opponents might be in a position where if you're like a big tank destroyer, like an FE4005, as soon as you're spotted, you're gone in a situation like that. I don't like that at all. I don't think we need to have more.
You know what I do like? I like this actually. I do like this because it makes light tanks even more powerful. And that's why that's what's correct, to make the light tanks more powerful. I like it. No, I like it. It's good.
More ways to dig campers out in World of Tanks. I don't
Exactly.
think camping is the problem in World of Tanks.
Camping is the problem in World of Tanks. There's too much dang camping.
I don't really like the idea of that at all, but I'll have to
There's a
wait
bunch
and
of
see how
loser campers that don't know how to play the game. As soon as they get pushed, as soon as they get pressured in any way, as soon as they have any enemies shooting them, they completely fail and they can't do anything. The only time they actually do anything in the match is when they're sniping and shooting at enemies that are focused on someone else.
how it ends up
That's how
playing.
many. There's a
Honestly,
bunch of players like that. There's
When
many
2.0
players like
came
that.
out, I thought that the whole blind firing and
Too
the
many.
walk and careful was going to be way more influential than it actually ended up being. It ended up not being very influential at all.
Hey, they might actually need to buff that ability. Now that I think about it, with this ability, this is way better than the dang Borkenkäfer.
I mean, the best thing about the Borkenkäfer ability is just keeping your opponents lit up when they're already spotted, not actually blind firing them. Crazy ability, though.
The Japanese Shugo tank destroyer.
Shugo! Wow.
What is
A
this
solid
thing?
Cabin.
Yeah.
Impressive alpha.
Yeah.
Wow, look at those. You hear those guns? You heard that gun? That was such a deep sound. Holy, these guns are gonna sound good. These guns are gonna sound really good. I'm waiting for them. I'm excited. I'm gonna go get some more cookies. I'm gonna get one more. I'm gonna get one more, and we'll be done.
Highest
I'm back. I'm here. I'm here. This is so cool.
Penetration in the game.
Sum of doesn't mean
And on
anything.
top, it fires
Yeah, it does.
missiles. Unguided and highly
My mouth is the exact same as Quickie Baby's. What do you mean it fires missiles? What do you mean? It fires missiles.
missiles. Unguided and
Unguided. Yeah, it's not guided missiles. It's straight on.
highly explosive.
Yeah, Quickie Baby. Yeah, Quickie Baby. Yeah, Quickie Baby.
It happened, guys. 2026.
The
Yep.
Let's take a look at that again.
That's crazy.
fires missiles. Unguided and highly explosive.
So they look very dodgeable. They're incredibly slow. So I
Much,
think
700
700 damage. So is that going to be just like its additional ability, a bit like on a Taschenratte? In addition to just firing the gun, you can fire a missile out. Pretty.
Well, let's be real. Let's be real. Doesn't matter how slow it is. In close range, that's going to be very effective. And if you're penetrating a missile while also doing another shot, I don't know if you can do both. I would say you should be able to do both. Unless 700 damage is actually not a full penetration, and the missile can actually do more than that.
Wild mechanic, but looks very, very, very hard.
But if you can do both, that's a lot of damage.
Shoot at a moving target.
Close
It
range,
will be
that's an insane amount of
absolutely
damage.
Amazing to hit one of those at like 600 meters against a moving Borkenkäfer or something. But yeah, very, very good for.
That's not going to happen. Yes, it's good in your imagination, but oh yeah, you're not going to do that.
I wonder what kind of HE damage it will deal against heavy targets as well. Looks absolutely wild. Wild. It's basically almost like just having an extra shot or an extra HE round like on the Taschenratte. Brutal, brutal stuff.
That's so cool.
2026, missiles in the
The
game.
Italian
Yeah.
CAV-71.
Oh,
What is this?
tank
Please be good.
What is
Please
this?
be good.
What is this?
continues
Please
the
be good.
auto-reloader line.
Please be good.
At the push of a button,
Yeah.
each
Wait.
shell reloading time instantly
Wait, what is this? What tank is this? What line is this?
reduces to a short fixed duration
Ah.
in any situation.
Is this the
What?
Tesseract
To
line?
accelerate the reload
I don't
is
think
up
so.
to
No,
you.
it has to be
Why
not
would you
the
not just do
Tesseract
it all
line.
the time? I don't understand that. What? What? What?
Auto reloader line. At the push of a button, each shell reload.
Did you see it reduced its reload from 13 seconds to like 8 seconds? So it shaved 5 seconds off its reload. It looks like it's got 3 charges that it ends up using.
Loading time instantly reduces to a short fixed duration.
So I'm thinking that through now. And you know when you're playing an auto reloader and you don't want to interrupt your reload, but there's a really good opportunity to fire. So what you're effectively doing is using a charge to kind of quicken that reload up. So imagine that somebody's just driving away from you and they're going to get around a corner before you fully reload a shell to be able to save that magazine. And then you're thinking, oh gosh, I'm going to have to fire. And then that interrupts the reload that I'm currently having. And then I'm going to have no DPM for the rest of the battle. Well, I guess
Need some more water.
Speeds it up for when you want to just squeeze in that extra shell, that extra opportunity.
I don't know what tank that is. I don't know what tank that is. What is that tank? I don't know.
That's just, there doesn't seem to be any penalty or any compromise for that. It just seems to be just a better thing that you save up with your abilities.
In any situation.
Wow, 17 seconds to 8 seconds?
Is up to you.
Well, you're going to just use it on...
Yeah. It makes it go down to a static amount. That's what they said to start.
I wonder how many charges you'll have, whether they'll regenerate through the battle or not. Maybe you'll only have 3 charges for the entire battle.
The Swedish
Definitely not.
I have to admit, that ability basically just means that the Progetto
It's going to
tier
recharge
11
the
is going
ability
to
charges.
be like a back chat when it wants to be. Very weird.
111 medium.
Wow, here we go. That turret looks
Has
quite
impressive
flat on the
gun
front.
depression Thanks to hydropneumatic suspension.
Yeah.
Plus, it boasts strong, bouncy armor and an alternative combat mode.
What is
lets
it?
you load
Awesome.
shells with increased
Oh, that's
alpha
cool.
from an
That's actually
external-
really cool because they're adding more effects in the battle. This is really good because they're competing with Lesta, which has a bunch of these effects already on their tanks, where you can actually see the reload time or the reloading of the gun on the tank visually.
ammo rack. The standard mode is for typical play.
Yeah.
The alternate one is for when you don't need DPM, but high damage per shot.
For
Wow.
trading. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. I wonder how long it's going to take to switch between the modes.
Oh, geez, what is this?
I guess you'll probably have to reload a whole new shell, is probably what Wargaming will do. So I should imagine when you switch between the modes, it will start reloading a whole new shell altogether. So yeah, you want to use that high alpha damage for trading against your opponents, or I guess for sniping as well, and then switch the DPM mode when it turns into that all-in style gameplay. Pretty wild stuff.
The Sector 3 story continues.
Oh, the VM68.
Update 2.4 introduces an additional operation in
Yeah.
the third personal missions campaign.
Okay.
You can start it straight away without having completed the previous ones.
Okay, okay.
But don't expect to walk in the park.
Oh.
Even if you made it through the third personal missions
Oh, really? Is it more difficult than BlackRock?
campaign,
Yeah.
the new missions will test your skills to their limits.
Let's take a look.
Oh, no. Jeez. Jeez. But is the tank worth it, though? That's the question.
Destroy an enemy
It's only a tier
self-propelled
10,
gun and
though.
survive the battle.
It's not even
Easy
a tier
peasy.
11.
Stun enemy vehicles 15 times and survive the battle. Easy peasy. 4,000 damage and 10 armor penetrating hits. Easy peasy. But this is 1 out of 21. So I
That's
wanna
the
see what
first
final-
one, buddy. That's the first one. There's 21 of them. Why is there 21 of each? Yeah, this tank's going to be difficult. This is
what
a
the final
real
missions are
challenge.
like.
This is
a
even harder,
serious
it seems.
challenge and
Oh, is
a
it?
tough
Yeah, it's a
trial for
serious
real
challenge. That's what it says.
aces.
Oh, 21 missions. Am I right in
Yeah.
thinking it was 15 missions before? Now it's 21? I expect you're going to be able to put your
Yeah,
weekly
this is gonna
progress
be
towards
difficult.
it, though, so eventually everybody will get the FOSA.
Real aces. The main reward is the FOSA VM68, the first tier 10 German wheeled medium tank.
This looks like a German patch. Absolute massive German patch coming your way for 2026. Might as well call it World of Tanks 3.0 German edition.
Its surprising dynamics and sniper gun make it perfect.
Yeah,
for
the thing
flanking.
is, though, that's what they say. The the sniper gun, and it's what did they say exactly? I don't remember actually.
Oh, German edition.
Its surprising dynamics
Yeah, it's surprising dynamics and sniper gun, but that's it. That's not very good in a lot of situations. It better do some serious other things than this, because if it only has a sniper gun with a single shotgun and then good dynamics and good speed, and that's it, and then yeah, this tank's not going to be amazing, and it's not going to be better than the BlackRock.
and sniper gun make it perfect for flanking and quickly switching positions.
Okay.
And for completing
Wait, the gun sounds strong though. The gun sounds actually really powerful.
operation with honors, you can claim a unique 3D style that will make you the center of attention from the first seconds of battle.
Is the gun powerful though?
I didn't really think the one on the Black Rock looks that special, in all
And
honesty.
that's not a figure of speech.
Oh, yeah?
Now, at the start of each battle,
Yeah.
3 players in your team will be showcased.
Oh, God.
If you make the cut,
Oh, really? No way. That's so cool. Wait, is that the beginning of the battle?
each battle,
Yeah.
3 players in your team
At
will
the
be
start of each
showcased.
battle.
Oh, God.
If you make the cut,
What's that? Most
so
vehicles
cool.
destroyed in recent battles in this vehicle. 8. Win streak 7 in recent battles. Oh, no. No! I just thought to myself, imagine all of those players who like, I've lost 14 in a row today, Wargaming, screw you. Imagine if they get picked in the spotlight. Oh, no. They'll have a chance to prove just how bad their loss streak is, right, guys?
means you boast outstanding combat credentials.
That's cool. I like that. I actually really like that. I mean, of course, I really like that. I'm adding extra words to things when I should be. But I like that. I like that. That's good. That's really cool. That was really cool. That'll add so much more enjoyment to playing and having a bit more information about others. And also, people will be able to see you and see how good you are at the game.
You're enjoying an excellent game session.
That's
Or
amazing.
your vehicle has amazing customization. Or maybe all that at once.
Wow. Okay.
The new Onslaught season also stands out.
How so?
4 familiar maps will be plunged into darkness.
Oh, God.
Oh, dark
This
maps.
affect not only the look of the locations, but the gameplay conditions too.
Are we having
Spotting
weather
vehicles
events?
here is much harder.
Better get your light tank
Yeah.
out.
Nah, it's simply for Onslaught, I think.
You can use the new point of interest to launch a signal flare.
Oh, God.
It illuminates the terrain perfectly. Track down enemies, win, and strive for the new annual reward.
Oh.
Fireborn.
Well, firstly, before I comment on this, because this looks actually really cool.
I could care
yeah,
less
again,
about that. I
Wargaming
think I will
just
play.
taking Onslaught
I
to
think
make-
I will say I will play Onslaught simply to get the Bond turbocharger and maybe some bonds in general or whatever. But I don't care about this tank.
making it nothing like the random queue.
I'm gonna sell it if I get
I
it because it's a clone tank.
Don't understand why they think that making a competitive version of World of Tanks that is nothing like the actual version of World of Tanks is a good idea. I think it just alienates the player base for actually wanting to undertake
Very true.
jumping in
Very
to
true.
the most competitive version of the game. And then, on the other hand, you have players who maybe watch their big hyped up esports events, and maybe there'll be new people from the gaming community who take a look at it and think, wow, that looks really cool. I'm going to go play World of Tanks. And then they find out that they can only play Onslaught like 5 weeks, 3 times a year, or 6 weeks, three times a year. This is one of the reasons why I just don't think that Onslaught will ever be the success that it could be. And this is just one step, once again, further away, creating complicated mechanics that are no part of the random queue that further alienate players from jumping into what is meant to be the most competitive version of World of Tanks. But that BZ 70.
That is very true. It does actually affect the game in a bad way because you're making a game mode supposedly the most competitive, even though technically the most competitive is actually the random battles. You might add points to these game modes, to this game mode. You might add points to these game modes, but it doesn't matter when the actual game mode that most people play is the random battles. And so basically if the competitive game mode is not like random battles, then it's not really the most competitive because it's simply another version. And you're not actually being competitive. You're not actually playing the game correctly and being a good player and being a skilled player if you're simply playing good in Onslaught. Playing good in Onslaught does not mean you're going to play good in random battles.
That is going to be a must-have for maneuvers. Although, remember, Maneuvers is going to be tier 11 next season. But Wargaming said they're not going to abandon tier 10, and maybe it will come back in the future. Maybe. So, yeah, make sure that you grind and buy absolutely everything in the game to be useful for your clan, right? Yeah, for maybes. Ugh. That tank looks cool, though.
If you haven't battled in over 60 days,
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez, another one of those
log in and
nonsense.
grab a whole heap of goodies.
Wow.
Wow.
Tier 8 and 9 rental premium tanks.
Rentals, yeah.
5 times XP missions, 2D styles, a whole month of World of Tanks premium account, and non-expirable personal reserves.
So this is Wargaming's comeback shenanigans, which is happening right now. And I'd also like to
it
highlight,
is
if you
shenanigans.
want a little bit extra on top, then to sweeten the deal, Wargaming have a special code specifically for me, quickybaby, where if you use the code WOTWB55QBB, everyone, even current players will get themselves a free 2D style. But if you're a returning player and you use that code before you reactivate, or I think within 3 days of reactivating, you'll get yourself an additional piece of equipment and a universal manual so you can get your crew going right off the bat. And if you're seeing this content today and you're thinking, I can't wait to play World of Tanks again and get that 30 days of premium because I haven't played in a few months, then I'd love for you to use my affiliate link. It is a paid link down below to reactivate your World of Tanks account. You can find that link in the description, and I'll also probably pin it in one of the comments down below. Thank you very much to everyone who does use it. It supports me significantly. So to summarize, update 2.4 Overdrive arrives on the 2nd of September. The big highlight is going to be new German heavy tank line that will have 4 German heavies that you can be able to get your hands on, including the new
care
tier
less.
11.
That's not
So
the main
that means that
highlight.
there's going to be 4, that's going to be an 11,
simply isn't-
10, 9, and an 8.
simply isn't-
meaning that
it's
there's
not
going to
about what
be a
I care
tier 7
about
tank that it branches
either.
from. So if it's a tier 7 tank that it branches from, and we're talking about
Simply
a heavy,
isn't
it's
the main
either going to come
highlight.
from the Tiger P, or it's going to come from the Tiger. If you want to be prepared,
A new tech tree line or new tanks will not make the game better. It will make the game more interesting. It'll make it more fun, potentially, but it will not make it better.
you're probably going to need to grind yourself about 100 to 130. Stay tuned to the YouTube channel as I'll give you the full details
it's
as
temporary.
the test server will be arriving very shortly. In addition to this brand new tier 11 entire tech tree branch, there are also going to be 5 new tier 11 vehicles. So start grinding 325,000 experience in your VZ55,
None of the tanks
in
that I
your
have.
UDES 1516, in your Progetto 65,
Progetto,
in your
I see.
WZ1321, and also in your Hori 3. If you don't have
Yeah, the Hori, though, I'm actually really interested in the Hori. I think I'm going to have to get the Hori. I think so. I mean, this tank looks nuts.
time to be able to grind all of those, I'm thinking
Looks
that
really
the
fun.
highlights to me, I think that the UDES might be a little bit of a dark horse, in all honesty. I think that could be an incredibly absolute meta medium tank at tier 11. I'm not too keen on the VZ. I think that that one might be a little bit underpowered to begin with and then get better. The Cav looks like it could be really good, and I'd love for Wargaming
Also, that
to
tank
take
looks
an
incredibly weird. What is going on with this turret?
aggressive approach.
Probably has really good gun depression, but holy, it looks weird.
This. However, I think that they'll probably
stupid.
make the Cav quite bad to begin with and then ramp it up later, a lot like they did with the ASXX, and I don't think that they'll want to introduce another Ares problem. I think the WZ 219 looks like it could be quite an absolute funky vehicle. That ability could be absolutely broken on certain maps, but I think there'll be some situations where you feel just like an underpowered medium. And the Hori Shugo, I think that a lot of people are going to play that for those missile memes. Battle details and sound effects, Wargaming absolutely pumped that up like it's going to make a big difference. I don't think it really will. The light tank
It will.
rebalance will make
It'll
a
increase
big deal.
enjoyment.
Stay tuned.
Not only because it's a cosmetic thing and it's a fun thing like the tanks are, but it's actually a realistic and a quality of life thing. It's not simply new content like a tank is. Like, it's simply changing everything. It's actually quality of life improvements, which is a big difference from having new content. It's improving the main things about the game to show that they actually care about improving the game.
I will try and get some videos
Instead of
out
simply
for you
making
over the next few days
things
talking
that
about
are the same but simply different.
all of the different nerfs and buffs to your favorite tier 10 tanks, especially. The improved matchmaking, I don't think it's going to really matter too much with those light tanks.
It's making things the same, actually. It's not even the same but different. It's the same. It's a tank that has an ability, which is what they already have in the game with a bunch of different tanks. So it's the same. But improving the sound effects, improving the visual effects, that is not the same.
The personal battles mission to get the Fossa, that does look like that could be quite funky. The vehicle itself might be good, might be bad. I don't see how it's going to be too different to like a concept at tier 10, to be honest with you. But as it is just a reward vehicle.
I'm reading this. Brand new operation spends a third personal mission campaign with fresh objectives, new challenges, and valuable rewards. You can begin this operation immediately, even without completing the previous one. The ultimate reward is the Tier 10 Fossa VM-68, the first German-wheeled medium tank, a prestigious vehicle that will only land in the hands of the most deserving commanders. Complete the operation with honors to also earn an exclusive 3D style to truly embellish your Fossa. They don't say anything else about the tank, though. I want to know, is that gun actually extremely strong? Because if the gun hits hard, like say it hits for like 550, if this gun hits for 550, yeah, this tank's gonna be strong, like really strong. But if it only hits for like 450, it's not. If it's not good as strong as the Executor, or as strong as even the Concept 5, no, it's not going to be good enough. And it's not going to be worth it. Compared to the BlackRock, it's not going to be worth it. You should do the BlackRock first.
I guess it doesn't really matter too much.
And it's not going to be worth it much in general, because the fact is the tank is not good. It's not insanely good, which it should be, because it's a tank that you have to earn, and they're saying it's going to be even more challenging than BlackRock. So yeah, it should be worth it. It should be a very good tank.
The Spotlight, whatever, don't really care about that.
You should care about it. It's good. Quality of life.
You have to grind for some flares. So again, the final word, you have an opportunity.
That's quality of life. It's not the same as visual effects and sound effects, but that's nice. It will be empowering people to do better in the matches instead of playing like retards the whole time and then getting that screen at the end that says, oh, you played like a retard. You should probably do better, but then they forget and don't do better. But in the match now, it's going to be in the match that will show people that are, I mean, it's going to show some of the players that are the best, but there will be some players that will be shown that probably are not the best and that need to improve, and then people will say that in the chat, or they will simply talk about it and think about that in the match instead of outside of the match.
Played World of Tanks in the last 2 months to be able to come back, get 30 days of premium, some rentals, a style.
And that will incentivize players to be better.
Personal reserves. And make sure you use my code WhatWB.
That will motivate players to be better.
You think they could have made a slightly one that rolls off the tongue a little bit more there, to be able to not only get some extra stuff if you haven't played World of Tanks, but also get some extra stuff if you have. So enjoy that 2D style. So that's about it. What do I think all in all about the patch? I think it looks pretty good. It's definitely Wargaming trying to pull out the stops to get people to start playing again at this time of year in September. Happy about that, because the player numbers have dropped off from like 250,000 during World of Tanks 2.0 all the way down to like 100,000 concurrent players. So we have less than half the players playing now than we did during 2.0. Maybe 2.4 will have a big impact. Maybe it won't. I'd love to hear all of your comments down below.
What I wanted really, though, what I really wanted from this update, and I was interested in thinking about it, was an E3 tier 11. I wanted the T11 0 E3 tier 11. That's what I really wanted. I wanted that tank to be disgusting. That's what I wanted. That I wanted a tier 11 tank that was just absolutely disgusting, and basically could kill everything in front of it, and anything on the side can destroy it, but in front of it, it's literally invincible. That's what I wanted. Because the E3 already is very close to that, actually. All it has is a lower plate. That's annoying, but if they remove that lower plate, the tank is extremely powerful. And that's what I was really wanting, because I really like that tank because of that. Because it's actually like a heavy tank, except it doesn't have a turret. And that's perfectly okay. That's a bit more of a balancing factor, but it's also a tank with a lot of damage per shot, a lot of penetration, which is two things that you really want for a tank that's supposed to be in the heavy side.
I know this is going to be the biggest patch in World of Tanks 2.0, undoubtedly. 6 new tier 11 vehicles, right, to be able to get your hands on. However, are you the kind of person that maybe came back for World of Tanks 2.0 and it just really didn't change anything for you, or didn't change enough? And that's going to be more of the same. Anyway, that's it for me today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. And let me know what you were excited for in the comments down below. And make sure you use that code up there to be able to get yourself some extra goodies. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
I'm going to end this video now, but this is a very interesting update. Not only, mainly because of the sound effects and the visual effects. That's the reason it's so interesting, and also my voice is definitely going a little bit too high there. I can see it went a little bit too high, but we're okay for now. This is a very interesting update because of that, mainly because of that. The other stuff is really not important. Yeah, it's definitely interesting, but the visual effects and the sound effects are incredibly important, because it's making the game better, not simply making things different and making things that add content and add something you can do in the game. It actually makes things better. That's the point of this, and that's what they're trying to do, obviously. They're trying to make something better. That's exactly what they need to do, because the game is incredibly outdated, and there are a lot of things that are wrong in the game. A lot of things that are needing to be improved, and that should be improved, and actually are incredibly obvious to be improved. So I'm glad they're actually trying, and they're doing things, and they're somewhat making an improvement. They're starting with this. I hope so. I hope they're simply starting. I hope this is not the end. But even if this is, even if this is the end of the updates, of the correct improvements to the game, it's still good.